Good morning everyone, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to walk north of the village and head up Crane Hill, then swing east to Dixton Hill, which is an old Iron Age fort, and I just want to stand at the top and see what the view's like. First we've got to squeeze our way through this patch of meadow, while scrambling through these brambles up here until we get into the big field. So merge out into the big field here. There's two villages side by side right here. There's Gotherington and there's Bishop's Cleeve. And both of them are separated by just this tiny patch of farmland. And there's public rights of way crossing it. So although it's just a wheat field, it's almost like parkland. People come to walk around the edge of the field, walk their dogs. Some people even jog around, because they've got to get from one side to the other. Because Cleeve is the big village with the dentist and stuff, so, and the pharmacy. So although it's just a scrap of farmland, it's a bit of a community hub. I hope they don't build on it anytime soon. They're building over there, can't really see it beyond those hedges, but there was an old poppy field and I used to go and take pictures of the poppies, and now they're building a housing estate. I'm trying not to grumble about it, trying to be philosophical. Things change, people need places to live. Someone's out jogging the other side of the field. Genuinely don't know how they do it this kind of weather. This ground is baked dry. Real ankle twister. So I've got big boots on with the ankle protection. I just swing through the hedge here and cut through Gotherington. It's only a few houses deep, so just pass a few gardens and then we'll be out the other side into the countryside. And Gotherington does have a little main street, but I think we'll stick to the back alleys, be a bit more picturesque and avoid people. Which is kind of the point of these walks, fleeing humanity. This guy's always doing his garden, he's doing his wall now. It's nice, but it's never finished. He's always got a project on the go. This little alleyway is called Coffin Walk, possibly because it was the route to a chapel or some kind of medieval place of rest, but I think probably just because it's very tight and very high, and people joke that they felt like they were in the grave. The sign here on the side of this Tudory looking cottage. There you go, Church Walk, Coffin Way. Well, Church Walk, maybe it was Coffins. Oof. Get past that barrier. No bridle path by order of the parish council. So forget about riding your horse around here. Let's get out into the village proper. Look at real estate I can't afford. Well, there's the teeming heart of Gotherington, bustling metropolis. But we're going to cut through down here and head out into the countryside. Out of the village into the countryside now, heading towards Crane Hill. You see the hill up ahead with the little cottages on? That tiny little lump is Crane Hill. And the one over there beneath the clouds is Dixton Hill. If we track around, I don't know if you can see it, but in the far distance, pretty dark in the haze behind those three trees, is Dixton Hill. And that's where we're going to go and sit. Most of these hills are private farmland, because you can't go and stand on the top. But Dixton Hill is an old Iron Age fort and is public land, so anybody could go up there. It's a relief to be out of the houses. I mean, I'm tempted to film because there's nice cottages. On the one hand, I don't like filming people's homes, because on the one hand they are photogenic elements of the Cotswolds, but on the other hand they are people's homes. Which I guess is pluses and minuses to that, because this is the Cotswolds, a row of hills in the west of England. Very picturesque. So I guess if you move to a nice thatched cottage here, you've got to put up with people taking pictures of it. Because it's your home, but it's also a local landmark. It'd be like moving into Big Ben and then getting angry because people are taking pictures of it. Kind of comes with the territory. Mostly I'm all about the countryside and about getting out into the fields and seeing what's out there. I'm not that interested in expensive homes, because I got a nice house, but I don't have a house like that. So why excite envy in myself or others? When the countryside is free to all. Now, there's a little bridge that crosses the stream down here. That's where we're heading. Well, that's Gotherington, where we've just been. Let's climb up through this field. And that is Wallstone on the side of Crane Hill. Walked up through there a couple of days ago. But today, we're heading east. Over this ploughed field. Towards Dixton Hill in the distance. Let's see if I can get through this gate without falling in the ditch again. I managed to fall in the ditch last winter because they've cut a drainage channel very close to the fence. It's overgrown, I didn't see it. I ended up slipping straight in. There, right there, the trench of evil. Walked home covered in mud. Well, that's where we're going. Got to cross that farm there. Cross through their farmyard. There's a little track directly up ahead. You see it going up the hill. We're going to walk up that track along the side of that hill and over to that one over there, which is actually a bit closer than it looks. The lens on this camera is making it look like I'm climbing the Himalayas. This round trip is only about sort of 5-6 miles. Well, let's crack on. Lumpy ground. Up and out the other side. I've no idea if the people who own that farm are nice people or not. I've never actually met them. It's completely deserted every time I go through. But they got guard dogs that yap and generally harsh my vibe, so I tend to just press on through as quick as I can. And can I draw your attention to this particularly lovely farm shack? Walking around Gloucestershire, I've become a connoisseur of rickety farm shacks made of corrugated iron. And this is a particularly juicy specimen that I've taken photographs on many occasions. Very cool for brewing your own moonshine, I imagine. Or cooking meth. Although this is Gloucestershire, so most nefarious activities will probably involve the unlicensed production of cheese. Let's cut along this way. Look at that, gorgeous. See, that's what I like. I don't like nice houses and people's well-manicured gardens. I like accidental beauty. And that shack, the colours and the textures, fantastic. Man, look at those skies. Absolutely sheer blue. Got the hill to myself today, just me and sheep. It's a relief to get off that field. It's just cracked, fissured mud. I complain when it's muddy and I complain when it's dried out, but man, that's a real ankle twister. Dixton Hill up ahead, and the little hamlet of Dixton. I say hamlet, it's really just about 2 or 3 houses. A couple of old cottages and a sort of ultra-modern thing. And you can't really see it round the trees, but there's an old manor house. We'll be passing that in a bit. It's got a squelch through here. Ugh. Dang. Oof, ankle deep. Let's get over there. Sometimes there's cattle in these fields, but not today. Maybe a bit. Let's lean on the gate for a sec. Get our breath back. It's actually quite chilly on the hill. Still a bit of a morning breeze, a bit of morning haze. Another hour or so, the sun's going to get high and get hot. Cows are just chilling. I'll walk along the edge of that hedge so I don't freak them out. Get to the sty, that's just the other side of that little sort of gypsy caravan you can see there in the distance. Little pheasant there, can you see him? Nice contrast of ancient and modern right here. into the woods now, heading towards the crown of Dixton Hill, which is the objective. The old Iron Age fort. Having said, I didn't want to take pictures of other people's houses. I seem to have done nothing but what can you do? You're walking down a lane, there's this absurdly picturesque house, and you've got a camera in your hand. Take a will of iron not to film it. And if you were here walking by my side, then it would be part of our experience seeing these houses and remarking upon them, and wondering how much you'd have to win on the lottery to buy one. We're getting up into the woods now, so make a point of enjoying the solitude and the quiet. Nice bird song. And those cows we passed earlier might be getting fed. I can hear them mooing. There's a bit of huffing and puffing up this gradient. I'm not a natural hill climber, but if you get to go at your own pace, you're right. Now, this is public land, anyone can come up here, but I don't think many people know about it at all. It's taken me a long while to find the way up. I've visited this hill a bunch of times and kind of circled the summit, couldn't find the route up. But it's a fiendishly hidden path. Once you know where the entrance is, you can get up. This is nice, this is what it's all about. Don't know if you can hear me over the leaves. It's nice going out in a group sometimes, but on your own you can go at your own speed and really look at things, go slow. See what. There's an ocean of leaves back there. I made an absolute racket going through it, so I don't expect I'm going to see any deer or rabbits. They'll be long gone. So there's plenty of wildlife in this kind of woodland, but none of it sticks around long enough to take a picture. I usually bring my still camera out and try and get some snaps, but most of the exotic stuff, scarpers. You just have to enjoy the moment, and you can't brag about it later on social media. You get buzzards in these woods, kestrels, red-tailed kites, pheasants. You can hear the pheasants. See that red tree there? Little holes in it. Is that woodpeckers? Might be woodpeckers. Trying to drill stuff out. Oh, this is nice. This is what I came for. I do a bunch of circular walks around my village in the countryside, but there's always some spot that I consider the highlight. This is the highlight of this particular walk. And now I think about it, the highlights are always the points of maximum solitude. The point where you've thoroughly got away from everybody. Hear that? That was a buzzard. They're circling up there somewhere. I can't see them, but I can hear them. Let's keep going up this path. It kind of corkscrews around the hill. Let's say this is actually an Iron Age fort, so the crown of this hill is partly man-shaped. I'm going to say it's a fort, whatever a fort meant to them back then. It would have stopped marauders, I guess. They wouldn't have been able to fight uphill. I can't imagine it'd be much good in the siege, because your water supply is down below. Once you're surrounded, you just got to survive on what you got. Now we took the last little incline up to the top. So well, the hill is sculpted flat, no trees, which I guess would have been the foundation sort of platform they built for their log houses. Go this way, it looks a bit easier. So right at the top, that was a hill we were on a little bit earlier. Now we're standing on Dixton Hill, pretending we're Iron Age chieftains surveying our lands. And there is this viewing bench. It looks like it rotted through a long time ago. Which is a shame, because if you sit on that, you get that view, which is all the way to Worcestershire. And if I move a little way over there, I think I can see Worcestershire Cathedral in the distance. It's not going to show up on your phone, but I'm going to walk along the ridgeline here. I want to get to the east part of the summit and sit and have a coffee, I think. Got to negotiate these trench works. Is part of the original structure. There's sort of fortifications on top as well. A holdout within a holdout, like a castle keep. A lot of rabbit holes. Catching a nice 5 minutes in the woods. I was going to sit on the edge of that ridge line and look at the view, but there was an absolute carpet of nettles. So I've come inside the tree line and I'm sitting in the woods, and actually that's a much better idea. Maybe if I sit here quiet enough, I'll see some deer. Well, time to head on back. Take a slightly different route home, I think. Maybe cut along the road just to get a different view. Let's try and find the path back down. Heading a different route back, cutting across this field. Path goes diagonally, but I'm heading around the edge of the field because it's lambing season. Don't want to bother the sheep. Getting hot. It's chilly on top of the hill, but we're starting to bake. Well, right next to the railway line, this would be a good spot to film the train, but the steam train. I'm not sure I want to wait for an advert to come back through. This is where we've just been, all this. Started over there on Crane Hill. And that's Dixton Hill. Sort of stumbled across that. And over there is Dixton Hill, where we just were. That cluster of houses there. And the manor house. And the Iron Age fort on the top of there. And I'm going to sign off now. Battery on this phone's down to its last dregs. Almost back to Bishop's Cleeve. I'm going to sit down, pour myself a nice tall one. Anyway, let's go over here. That is a blue day.